Kaiser Chiefs takes on Marumo Gallants in another fixture in the Betway DSTV Premiership. Oh, Betway Premiership, sorry. Sengicabanga DSTV Premiership. It's a few games left so that we can wrap up the race to the top eight. The very same time, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates are in action. Gukef, both of them are in Cairo at the moment. The North and South derby is still happening, or Continental derby, so they say. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Itiski Pod. It's another exciting, or I hope it is going to be an exciting video covering your top three clubs in the country. So, what I'd like us to start with is just to cover the CAF matches because obviously there's been a lot of conversations that I've seen on social media. It's very interesting from how the first leg went and the dissatisfaction from certain fans in terms of how Pirates applied themselves in that game. And now also Mamelodi Sundowns could have taken advantage of playing at home. Let's start with Pirates this time around because I'm throwing in the head. Let's start with Pirates. So, looking at that game, I had to rewatch it again because I was trying to understand maybe a few things because there's not much to look into between Pyramids and Pirates, as apart from maybe depth, players, coaches, form, how they've been playing in the league, and all these things. There's not much in terms of head-to-head matches that you can really, like a Sundowns versus a Al Ahly, for example. I would say there is a few things that maybe Pirates can take advantage of, in a sense where they're playing away, and the advantage is they didn't concede at home. But like I said in the previous video, I think now we understand why Rivera starts with Umahop instead of Umabasa. So maybe that one change can actually give the team a different shape moving forward. Because defensively, they look solid. Umbogazi is still with the team, so I think he's not joining the under 20 for the AFCON. So if you keep that defensive shape, I think they should have enough to probably upset Pyramids. But Pyramids themselves shouldn't be undermined because having Ufisten Maele, which is a quality striker, is a strike of moments. So he doesn't need much for an invitation. And if that defense makes even an inkling mistake like what happened, thank goodness for EVAR, they could be in trouble. But I think they would be more cautious and nervous this time because it was more of an open game. Wasn't like Pyramids was sitting back watching Pirates play. I mean, second half, Pirates could have easily conceded one or two goals. So they pose a threat in that element. But also maybe the fans, maybe stadium being packed. It doesn't really affect, to be honest, South African teams, to be honest. I think they've mastered traveling and playing away from home and playing those games very well in upsetting home teams. So that's my only hope that maybe Pirates has something in the bag that we are not aware of because looking at the goals, maybe from your wide areas, like maybe if you're thinking Unkota and or Umfukeng, Fukeng hasn't given us his best, to be honest. He's had an average game for me, Kota as well. So there should be something between these two, an assist or a goal, and evidence coming back. Maybe we can start to understand a bit more with maybe that attack functions well with evidence. As much as we know that Mabasa is a better quality striker, I guess bringing him later on maybe boosts his confidence. And look, Rivero knows his squad. So I don't want to tamper with anything much. I don't want to question him no more or think maybe Mamasa could actually give that attack at anything better because they look blunt with Mabasa there, funny enough. It's not, we don't know, or I think the synergy there is not as clear as we would like. So, looking at that game, I think the only talking point here where we can defend or look at the positive in regards how Pirates have applied that first leg is it's a semi-final. It's not your group stages anymore. But the only thing I think, if luck or the football gods was to favor them, is that they haven't lost a game so far. So that's the one talking point in a sense that can they see themselves in the final? You haven't lost, my guy. You can't lose where it matters. So Pyramids, they've gone, I think, 20 plus games unbeaten. It shows. We've seen, I think there was a player called Toure there, apart from 15. So they play well as a team, to be honest. They're very solid. It's an experienced team. You can tell that they play ngama movement and they actually know when to really attack and move. They are a good bunch as a team, although they are new to this stage as well. So I'm hoping stage fright, they'll choke and they'll have a lot of missed chances. But if they execute whatever plan they have, that maybe they can break down that Pirates defense. That's the only way I see them progressing. But apart from this game going to penalties and obviously leaving it to luck, that's probably what we're going to see. So tomorrow is going to be a very interesting game. I can't wait. And big up to South African teams for giving us this kind of coverage, man, to be able to see our teams last this long. It's very good. So all the best to Pirates, and that's all I have. Let's. I'll wait on you in terms of the Pirates fans. Thank you for the comments you guys keep dropping, and just to be able to see what you guys think is going to happen tomorrow. Do you see your team progressing to the final? Is the dream alive? Is the second star happening? What's going on? Sundowns versus Al Ahly. I've heard a lot of chats this week, especially when it comes to this fixture. Al Ahly is the bigger threat. They are hard to beat in semifinals. You know, I was in a space yesterday. I love the comments where I think a lot of stats that a lot of people are overlooking is the fact that they say it's a different kind of Al Ahly. It's a different kind of Al Ahly that you haven't really seen in a couple of years. And I think for me, what is it when they say fate meets opportunity? There's the saying that I think for Sundowns, they could be in a good position to win this fixture, go progress to the final because of the kind of form and where Al Ahly is now. They are desperate. Al Ahly is really desperate. They're not. It's not looking good in the league. Already they've lost in another cup. I think they've been eliminated in a cup they failed to honor. So it's all about this, and they desperate for CAF, and that coach is under pressure because if you don't win CAF, for them it's a disaster of a season, regardless if you won the league or not. Now imagine with all the drama having not to win a cup. So for me, the first leg, I understand why they were so defensive and they played so deep. Don't get me wrong, they had better chances than Sundowns, but they played deep because they were only looking for moments where they will catch Sundowns on a counter, transition play, and really punishing Sundowns on their mistakes. But as far as the game itself, bringing it to Sundowns, there was something you couldn't see a lot. Sundown was still dominating possession. The issue is how do we use the ball to really penetrate and affect or hurt Al Ahly where it matters. Now we're playing in their backyard and they now need to center themselves because they don't have the fans behind them. But again, I understand not in a semi-final, but they've played under such conditions and they've shown that they can actually still play their own game. I think it's just that with the new coach, he's been at that stage and he's been beaten by Al Ahly. I think the one thing that maybe can help Sundowns to progress is him coming with a formula and actually putting away their differences, if there's any at the moment, coming together because the players have been in this position before. Coach has been in this position before. And if he gets it right this time, in terms of the lineup, that's my one concern. Bringing in Salles, I think it limits their chances of creativity. So those are the little things that I'm concerned, or I see that it's Sundowns who are going to complicate it. They may affect their chances of progressing in the finals. Their fans are already nervous in a sense where it looks like it's the same season after season. I mean, we've reached the semis or the quarterfinals. The last 7, 8 years, they've been in knockout stages, but they haven't, ever since they've won it in 2016, they haven't really gone to a final. So for me, those are the little things or the ingredients that maybe looking at the game model and how they've prepared and what are they looking for. I think those are the little things that maybe are overlooked, and a lot of panic. You can even see with the body language of the players in terms of how much they want it. But we don't really know what goes on in those dressing rooms and the conversations around this whole thing. But I'm still hopeful for a South African and all South African final with these two teams having two different stories. I mean, Pirates have played in CAF, but in patches. In a couple of years, they've been absent. With Mamelody's Sundowns story is the fact that they've been here before, and it seems like it's been the same story year after year, and they've chopped and changed coaches because this cup has been a thorn um, in their heel. So with Pirates, it's more of, to me, it feels like a 1995 kind of situation. They come back with a different kind of team, and they've been on form in terms of cups and in the league. And they've been winning things each and every tournament. They look threatening, and with the coach, man, with whatever he does. So would it be beautiful in regards to football being what it is to see um, just in the same year where AFCON is being played, that Paris actually wins AFCON, sorry, CAF, and maybe we are able to win AFCON December 20th. That would be poetic, football poetry for me. But um, yeah, man, that's all I can go on with these two teams. But I'll leave it there so we can go into the nitty gritty. This Kulming Kaiser Chiefs. Okay, Kaiser Chiefs is playing against Maromo Collins, as I said. Um, a lot to play for because Easterlis is also playing at home. And apparently, I'm not too sure if them progressing to the final on the Igugu Confed affects our chances of actually qualifying for CAF next year. That's something I'm not too sure about. But we'll cover that in we get more confirmation and see how Steelers plays on Sunday. I think it's Saturday. Sorry. So I'm saying this because I feel like that Nedbank game affected our players in them centering themselves and going back to the business of the day, that the league position is also still important, because each and everything that we're doing now, each and every game is a final, but it prepares us for next season, for whatever's going to happen, whoever's going to be there, whoever leaves. So you can tell that probably is two things, maybe of two minds, where certain players are playing for their contracts if they are on the list of being released, and some of those who potentially want to see themselves playing for the badge next season. So um, against Cheaper, man, it was a totally different kind of team that we saw against the Sundowns. Marumo, we've played the first game against them. We looked solid. We actually came back, and we considered a very silly goal because we were dominating most of the time. And we played them friendly in a cup game where we won on penalties. So there's a possibility again. This game might be a draw because our players. We don't know. Sereno and Modi are um, suspended for this game, so the lineup again is going to change. So that's been the story of our season so far. It's going to be the 25th game that you are playing, meaning if Royal M is removed, remember, I keep saying this, if Royal M is removed, it's going to be 3 games left to see how the table is going to move, if actually we still are going to qualify for the top. So for me, this game we're playing at home, it's an FNP, it's going to be a bit empty. I'm not going to go there. So look, I don't care how they play. Let me just say that. I think we need a win because the issue is that there's been inconsistency in individual performances versus how we would like to see the team play. So it's going to confuse us in a sense where are we going to change now the defense because we can't change Solomon's. We can give Abu Udove and at the left back Kumlung because he's been playing well, cross. And maybe we'll see the captain and I don't know. I mean, where's Castillo, man? He's been training with the team. I'm not sure if he's ready to join. So that midfield as well, if Umeya is going to come back, that's what I'm not sure about. I'm just hoping that however they're going to do it, 3 points is on the cards. 3 points is all we need. 3 points is what's needed to shake up the top 8 because a lot of teams are vying for that spot. Others are trying to avoid relegation. So with Kaiser Chiefs now, I think it's up to the technical team to be able to see which is the best formula they can use now, regardless of how we are going to play or how we may be able to play. Because maybe that's the biggest issue of having to focus too much on consistently dominating position, but not really creating the chances enough for us to be able to score. There are chances that we always create chances, but obviously we create them from the width and without enough combination play and being able to play with departments. So a lot of teams, it's easy for them to just defend because I don't think we've actually um, done enough to be able to understand that can we actually win against the low block. But I don't think Ikalans is going to be defending. I know Ikalans, they love to, it's a ball playing team. They love attacking. So ama-points adingeka, they also need the points to avoid relegation. So this game has all those elements into one pot to also make you understand that Kaiser Chiefs also is in a position, is in danger of actually losing that game. So I'll leave it at that. Let's see what happens. Saturday, 3 p.m. All are going to be there watching the game. Then we're going to cover it, come back with a match reaction and see what happens. But all the best to the South African teams, namely Stellies in Confed, Pirates, and Sundowns Day in Egypt. All the best. And my team, please just bring the 3 points. That's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Let's meet again next week with more of these videos. Let's talk about football. Please don't forget, when you happen to see this video, don't forget to subscribe. If you watched it this far, appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe so that the algorithm can send it to more people like yourselves who enjoy quality football. I just do these things with my phone, but I'll keep on dropping these nice videos. Thank you guys. Let's see. See you next week. Sharp, sharp.